Hi, it's Michelle Leivan and the social selfie artist, and I want to thank you for stopping in and watching my live broadcast later. And and today I want to talk about this piece titled, "Can It Be Done Any Other Way?" Now, I painted this in October of 2015, and it's amazing how current it still is, even nearly 2 years later. It's the very beginning of the campaign, and as you can see, my nickname for this one here is Political Pigs. Politicians have been called pigs historically, and just like all of my other pieces, these are all self-portraits. I dressed up in a pig costume with a little headpiece that I had made for my son when he was like in, I think he was in like 2nd grade. And so it was very appropriate for this particular thing. And the little costume had the little stripes in the ears. Then I also had various suits that I put on, and then I photographed myself in these various positions, and then, and I even put a little pig nose on as well. And took pictures of myself in these various positions, composited it into a digital image that I used as a reference for this. And that's pretty much how I do all of my social selfies. Now, this one here, as I said earlier, is called "Can It Be Done Any Other Way?" And what we have is the media guy here with an oink 24/7 and some shady background person here. Not real sure who he is, but he's definitely a monetary sponsor of some sort. And then, of course, grabbing at that money as well is our candidate, and he has a vote, and with the little pig snout. And when I did this in October, there wasn't any set candidates. So, and it's kind of fortuitous that he looks a little bit like Trump. Isn't that crazy? My husband always tells me that I'm just a little prophetic in my pieces, and I think it's more that I'm kind of tuned into the generalities that I see. I use some symbolism. And I think that because a lot of the politicians were male, I kind of, and Trump's personality was so big, I think that's kind of the reason why I kind of chose to make him make him resemble him. So I'm not really trying to say that Trump is a pig, although, isn't it crazy? All this media stuff, it's gotten to a point where I don't even know who's lying to me, what is the truth, and it's just dumbfounding. And so let me read to you my MIDI Saga that went with this, that I also wrote in October of 2015. I found myself watching slack-jawed and awed, seeing the propaganda, connections made. They are just telling me what I want to hear. Their performance is genius, with pockets secretly lined, media heads nodding. Did I really play my part in this corruption? Gutting freedom and opportunity like a tasty pig? Isn't that kind of what we're seeing happening today? And it's got to stop. It's just all got to stop. We've got to find another way to approach all of these problems. When we're just fighting all the time, don't you think? Feel free to comment here, even if you're not watching live, because I'd really like to hear what your thoughts are. I mean, there's a bunch of information right now coming out, the last few weeks with CNN, and you would really want to believe that those people have some integrity. It's frustrating for me. And it doesn't seem to be just CNN. It seems like it's just like all of the media. If you're watching Fox, they have their agenda. MSNBC, they have their agenda. ABC has their agenda. It's just crazy. And I guess the only thing we can do is really follow the money. Because the money is the supporter to make things happen. And I've seen a meme going around of politicians wearing badges of their supporters. Now that's really not that bad of an idea, because at least we'd know where we could do our research to find out the truth about the agendas. And sometimes I feel like I need to wear a tinfoil hat and see, because it just seemed a little conspiratorial. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, the media stuff? I know that I'm getting fatigued. I'm exhausted of not knowing who to listen to, and because they all seem to be lying to us to some degree. And I think I think maybe it's always been that way. Some kind of agenda. So what's behind all that? And what is it that we're actually not seeing? What are they trying to get us not to see? That's always a good question. So this particular piece here was the very first piece of my delving into the politics that overwhelmed us in 2016 and resulted in so many of these paintings here at the Mulvane. And the show here is called Fairy Tales and Other Futile Fantasies. And today the museum is not open, but the museum is open Tuesday through Friday. And I think Tuesday is a late day. And then Saturday, at 1 o'clock, they open up for a few hours. And I want to ask you to come in and take a look at the show. And also, I believe it's August 30th, during the brown bag lunch, there is an artist talk. And look for that event on the Mulvane Facebook page. And you'll get an opportunity to come and talk to me live and I'll talk about all of these pieces and not just one at a time. And you'll get to interact and talk to me about what pieces are most interesting to you and ones that you have bigger questions on. And of course, you can always leave your questions here. So I hope you enjoyed this. And please share it with somebody you might think is interested in this kind of thing. And I'll see you next Monday, right around 4 o'clock. May your life be filled with artitude.